What's up, my people? God bless you. How's everybody doing? I know the epidemic is growing and situations are becoming a lot more out of control. And honestly, I'm gonna go over a couple things that could be possibly coming in the future that we must prepare for. Because I'm not telling you that there's no hope. I'm telling you there's hope. But the hope is also us being smart, being wise, preparing ourselves, being very smart, and being what God has given us, creatures that learn how to advance and upgrade ourselves. Sometimes we have to know how to, get ourselves out of situations. That doesn't mean that, you know, we have it all together and everything's all figured out, because obviously this is an epidemic that's tearing through our nation and making us, result to a panic attack, anxiety out of control, trying to, open up to new ways of thinking. Like, how should I shop? Should I wear gloves? Should I wear a mask? Now you might go look for a mask and you might not be able to get a whole box no more for $10. A whole box might be $50, $60, maybe more. Now, things you need to most definitely prepare for is making sure your food limitations is above and beyond for your family. Because we're going to come to the point where God is going to make it hard for you to find food. It's not because he hates you or nothing like that or anything like that. It's because right now, with this pandemic and this epidemic tearing through this world, everybody's grabbing as much as they possibly can. But God is giving you the time window to hurry up and get yourself together, stack up, get everything good. You know what I mean? Most definitely you need to focus on a lot of canned goods. And this is my recommendations. Canned goods, noodle stuff that you can boil. Uh, I would go with meats, but meats are becoming a little bit scarce and hard to get to. If you can get them, a lot of processed meats and a lot of pork. Pork is always going to be on the table because people try to stay away from pork. But now in these last days, man, health is out the window now. It's like no one's going to the gym. You have to work out at home, and which is good. And this is some things that you need to do: work out at home. Intake your water. If you have water, yes, water is powerful. Drink water. Keep your system flowing. You know what I mean? Get air, but don't get air around a lot of crowd of people sitting there coughing and everything else. Get air to the point where, you know, you're on the back porch of your house or something like that. Wipe disinfect your house, your windows. Make sure you do what you gotta do. I'm probably gonna start taking my windows in plastic and putting plastic over top of them now, because I do believe this is airborne, and I believe this virus is also, passed on to anybody touching it, and all that stuff out there. But what I'm trying to get you to understand, that preparation is one of the biggest things you can have and do. What are you going to do when your favorite stores close down? What would you do if everything shut down today and they said no more stores are open no more? You cannot get nothing, not even water. What would you do? Do you have enough necessities in your house to last for until August? Maybe longer. A lot of people are not ready to even last for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I'm still even in the middle of preparing myself and my family. I'm looking at everything from a different view, but I'm looking at what is God telling me to tell you in the midst of all this. Because I do feel like in my heart, his plan shall prosper and his grace is sufficient enough. His name shall reign forever over this world. He is the King of Kings, Lord of Lords. And it's just something that we have to understand, that he's shaking the nations up. And people are going to give me a lot of bad feedback saying, why are you talking about this and why he let this happen and everything else? Well, you shouldn't be asking me the questions. You should be asking yourself the question, are you prepared for eternity? But besides that, in that perspective, and and the fact that I love people, I'm here not just as a messenger, but as a person that gives hope or inspiration. I inspire people to know that God is amazing. Jesus is the Prince of Peace, and that they say there will be peace And all of a sudden destruction will come. But remember, Jesus brings back the peace. And I also want you to know that, you know, don't be afraid, you know, to call a loved one up. Don't be afraid to call a loved one up and say, you know, I love you. I miss you. I'm sorry that, you know, we didn't get to spend a lot of time together. And maybe we won't spend time together now because the epidemic got people scared to go far distances, to meet family, to have family reunions are all canceled. A lot of cancellations. And, you know, just caring and loving people and showing them that you care and give them a call and let them know that they're important to you. That right there says a lot. There's so much out here that we're going to see more of. Martial law might come. You know, people are buying a lot of guns. People are buying ammo. People are, because they're preparing for people coming for what they have. Because once the stores do shut down and they're hard to, you know, it's hard to fill them up and keep everything moving and flowing, you're going to see a epidemic of people running up in people's houses, trying to find out what food they have. And this is going to turn into that movie, I Am Legend. It's going to turn up to the point where nobody's out. A lot of people are gone, passed away. And the only thing that's left is, you know, the government. You know what I mean? And then maybe the implementation of the mark of the beast will tell you nobody can come in this store, buy or sell nothing without having this chip. You have this chip, you can come into the store because they're going to limit you items. The Bible does talks about a quarter wheat for a day, for a day's wages. A quarter of wheat, basically, that's like what, a loaf of bread for a day's wages. You're working hard for a whole day of your life just to get a loaf of bread, and that's basically, it's going to be like that. You know, you want this bread right here, you know, you get this chip, you're entitled, but we only can give you so much. And that's how it's going to be limitation in people. And that could be coming a little bit faster than you want. I'm not trying to scare nobody, but the reality that life is where we are right now is the truth. You know, the old days are going to be, remember we used to give each other handshakes and hugs. That's going to be the good old days. The kids might not now have a chance to grow up and, you know, what it's like to be on the playground out there, you know, having maybe a good fist fight or out there and scrape yourself by playing a good sport and getting up and, you know, everybody celebrating, lifting someone in the air and chanting and cheering about, you know, who the winner was in the team. That might not happen in a lot of people's lives, because now the fact is that this is spreading even throughout people who are playing sports. God bless Kevin Durant. He just got diagnosed with it. IDRIS ELBA got diagnosed with it. Tom Hanks is diagnosed with it. Got a couple other basketball players and a lot of other people getting tested that have, you know, that are not sure if they're even, you know, they have it or not. So we're sending real prayers out, man. The message is that God is real and He is coming back. And you know, I am a Bible believer. I believe and trust in everything that God says. I believe He says He's going to do what He says He's going to do, and I had to get myself together. I had to tighten myself up and tighten my belt, because, you know, I was slipping and letting things get at me, and, you know, starting to become a product of the society that, you know, raised me, even though I was raised to survive. You know what I mean? But when when it's raising you to survive, sometimes you resort back to things that you know. And I don't, you know, I repented for it, and I come to God, and God has given me a chance to say, you know what, son, I love you. Feed my sheep. You know, and I'm proud that, you know, I have this opportunity, man. Get my family together. I cherish every breath I have. I don't waste no time telling people how great God is and how awesome they are and how important you are in your world. You and your babies. I care so much for these kids. I feel so sad, man, because there's a lot of people that are going to be pregnant in this. There's a lot of people having newborn babies in this. In the same hospital, someone else is going to have COVID-19. Someone else is having a baby. So this is going to be a true flip of our lifestyle. I'm telling you, prepare yourself. Buy storage if you have to. Fill it up with $1,000 worth of water. I don't know. If you have that money, a lot of us don't. A lot of people don't have that much money. So how are you going to make it, man? You know what I mean? I would say this. Get together with a couple people. Y'all figure out how you can share and care. Be honest with you, share and care. Because just as it was in the Bible, in the book of Acts, they shared their goods, they helped each other out. And this is the time to be on your knees until your knees snap and break. Love each other. Care for your family. God is truth. In him there is no lie. All things are possible in Christ Jesus who strengthens me. I want you to know that, yeah, the church is not silent. But maybe, they dividing it right now because there's so much going on now. Social distances, and a lot of this lack of information from what we're supposed to know and not sure about. So don't be too hard on yourself. But, don't take this too lightly. Don't let the media destroy you. Live your life, smile today. I want you to smile when you see someone smile. I hope that you're happy, having a good time. I pray that, God revives you and brings you into his kingdom, because this kingdom of this earth is going to come to an end at some point in time. Everybody, one thing's promised is we all going to die. But the only thing is this: as long as you have life today and you have breath in your lungs, you have another chance, another day to do something great and to be someone great. And I know this was a little bit long, and I'm sorry it is. You know what I'm saying? But I want to pour out my heart to you and pour out my soul, because these are times where people need to hear hope. People need to hear that somebody is really out there, and people are out there. This is the people out here. Some people are out here knowing that they can catch it, but they're helping people. Because I think that's how the heart is developed. To love, to empathize, to sympathize, to care, to share, and to grow and be strong. I'm going to be doing a video every day, if not 2 or 3 of them, to keep you updated with what's going on with prayer, with people, with life situations. A lot of stores are shutting down. This is what I'm telling you. The shelves are empty and they're becoming frantic. We're losing billions. The stock market is down. But I do believe that, our hopes is in high places. Our hearts are in high places. And our mind does not have to be trapped. Remember, we still have a mind to be free. And as long as today is called today, accept it and believe. Receive that God is the true choice, and that every day with him is better. It's better than 1,000 days in hell. One day with him. You know what I mean? Anyway, I want you to know that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. I want you to be strong. I'm looking for great things that's still going to happen. I still want to see people move into love, into forgiveness. I forgive my enemies. I love everyone on this earth. There's nothing that, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And I do believe that God put a shield of protection over top of me and my family. And I'm praying that same life and that same love for you. I plead the blood of Jesus over your life. I pray that God touches you in ways that you have never felt before. And yes, another sermon. So what? It's time to open up and drink the water. Take the cap off and digest this. Spit out the bones and eat the meat. All right, yo. Yo, God bless you, Marcus Rogers, too, yo. I like what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I watch your videos, man. God bless y'all. Peace.